Hello everybody and welcome to the Whiskey Ranch. My name is Whiskey. Thanks for tuning in for one of my videos again. Now this is one of my unconventional videos because usually I do Hunt Showdown content or other gaming related stuff, but today I want to talk about Magic the Gathering because I'm new to Magic the Gathering, and yes, I've got into it and the bug has bitten me and now I'm into cardboard crack, as they would say. So it is a very addictive game to begin with. And today I want to talk to you guys that is new to Magic the Gathering, or you have a friend that is starting in Magic the Gathering and they have the same questions usually is, how much is this going to cost me? Is it really that expensive? Is there other ways of getting into Magic the Gathering that's not going to cost me an arm and a leg? What do I need and what do I need to focus on to get me moving in the right direction? Because every advanced Magic the Gathering player would start rambling about the game and about philosophies and colors and precons and commander and standard, and it's an information overload where you left like, okay, yeah, that's too much. I don't want to start with this. So for me, when I started Magic the Gathering, the only thing that appealed to me was the artwork. And it was quite strange because I wasn't very drawn to Magic from the previous artwork, and I know there's a lot of people that would say, especially the legacy people, they love the artwork. I mean, everything about Magic the Gathering and the artwork is absolutely stunning, even the older stuff. It's so great to see that. But it has to appeal with you, and what I started loving is the fact that there was decks or themes spread out across seasons from Magic the Gathering that appeal to specific people within this biome, this hemisphere of gaming or tabletop gaming. For example, you have themes like Lord of the Rings, Fallout, horror themes, werewolves and vampires, angels, cowboys, critters. And we're coming next year, we're hearing there's a theme of motorbike racing, etc. that's coming in. It's like, what? And you anime stuff like the Kamigawa. And the list just goes on and on and on and on. So if you're the first time playing or wanting or curious about Magic the Gathering, there is a theme for you. Stuff that you like. Devils, gods, angels, demons, zombies, warlocks. The list just goes on. Mages, pyromancers, dragons, you know. So anything fantasy based, there is a theme for you to gravitate towards. Now, obviously, Magic the Gathering has a color pie, and each color within this beautiful hemisphere of fantasy world has a personality linked to that color. So if you're a person that is very impatient and really wants to do a lot of damage and just get the matches over so quick as possible, red would be a good color suited, because all the cards that are designed in that color palette is very specifically to what that personality is. Black usually is death and revival and playing out of the graveyard and exiling and death touch and so on. It's very dark orientated, but it has some very extremely cool uses to it. Green is usually bolstering, making friends, very flexible, moral flexible. White is the righteousness, but also it has also quite literally over extreme cards that like board wipes, and it's all about war and hard lifestyles and so on. And blue is basically flow with the water, and if the water goes somewhere and gets stuck, well, the water will flow over it. So it's rejecting and creating control in a space where you want to control the pace of the game that you want to. Spells that needs to be either counted, etc. So you look at those things and you do the research. Please go do the research of each color in the pie, and then how it gravitates towards your own feelings. Choose that color, and then you build your deck accordingly to the theme that you like, because each theme, like vampires and zombies and so on, they all have themes also within the color pie. So you can have a white zombie theme deck, or a black vampire deck, or a blue angel deck. You can get those things, or a mixture of both. So it's not impossible. Now, 2 game standards that you should be focusing on, especially when you start into Magic the Gathering, is Commander and Standard. Commander is built out of 100 cards, and 99 cards with 1 that's your commander, which is a total of 100, and then within there is a bunch of land cards, and then also a copy of 1 spell or a creature, etc. Where Standard has a 4 of the kind, but including lands and spells and so on. Standard is a very good place to start. I would recommend actually put the commander behind Standard. So focus your attention first on Standard. Learn the mechanics. The cards has descriptions on them, like reach and vigilance and so on. There's little specific keywords on each card, and understanding what those things mean will aid you very quickly to understand the game mechanics as well. So focus your card deck, so whether you buy or build for the first time, on Standard, and then gravitate towards Commander a month later. It shouldn't take you long. Really, it doesn't take you long. So start Standard, and then a month later gravitate to Commander. Good place to start also. Download on Steam the Magic the Gathering game. Play it. Understand the mechanics behind it. It's like a Hearthstone. It's fun. It's really fast. It's not exactly the same as the tabletop, but also has very strong elements, especially when you're having to read each card and ability to make you learn what the game is all about. And then the most important question is, how much does this cost me? Well, honestly, Magic shouldn't cost you much to start with, but if you want to get them on a strong foot, pre-constructed decks are an option. Foundation decks, startup decks, are a very strong option. And then also buying decks from friends or even advanced players. They have always extra cards and so on hand that they don't really have much feelings about. And asking the community when you go to the stores, and it's like, I want to get in touch with some of the Magic Gathering guys. I want to ask them, do they have extra cards to purchase? I'm new, so I really want to see, I don't want to spend a lot of money. So they will basically sell those things for dirt cheap. And honestly, from a new player, I've helped 2 of my friends by giving them my old cards. Some of these guys, they don't even want to charge you anything for the cards. So, but be willing to pay. But I tell you this much, it wouldn't be as expensive as the specs at the store. Mind you though, supporting your store is very important, because they are the backbone of the geek culture. So I would highly recommend supporting the stores first. But if you're running on the budget and you're not sure about the game, and you don't want to invest too much money into it before you start, get in touch with the Magic the Gathering communities locally, on WhatsApp groups, Facebook groups, whatever, and ask the question, is there somebody that's willing to sell me a deck? This is the color, this is the theme, can somebody help me? I promise you, within 10 minutes somebody will be reaching out. The community in Magic the Gathering is so wholesome. There's no other way to describing this, is the fact that they are extremely wholesome, and they would jump to any opportunity to get new players or new friends into the game. Because there's not a lot of us, but there's a lot of us to begin with, but there's always space for more. And well, if they have more competition, it's more friends, it's more, it's just great. It's just a phenomenal experience so far. I experiencing a little. I'm the lucky one that's experiencing this wholesomeness, but I can from my experience, I can see that this is the standard for Magic the Gathering that there's so many people that's, you know, wholesome with this community. Then after you got your first standard deck, play a little bit of it, feel it out, experiment with other people's cards, if make a friend that has different colors and so on, and get the understanding that what certain colors do, and then you bite the bullet. First, very, 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 very good point to start is Foundations currently, because Foundations is a kind of spread out theme for current season for the Magic the Gathering cards. It's printed. The starter packs, not bad, especially for commanders and so on. I would recommend that. That's good value. Forget about collecting cards from the gate, because it will drive you mad and insane. Invest rather in the cards that you really want to play. Some of them are extremely cheap, and really that's usually the cheap cards that does the most damage. So invest rather in stuff that's fun to play, because this is what you want to get out of it, is time spent and fun. And then later stage, you know, a month or 2 months into it, and you have the money and so on, and you want to take your chance in opening booster packs, and you want to see if you get a shiny or a rare or an epic card or legendary card, by all means go for it. It's going to take years for you to get to a point where you say, I got a lot of cool stuff. But also there is options to get your feet wet into collectible cards, and that is buying singles from websites like D12, Underground, and what's the other one? The Hidden Realm. But these are two South African card companies that I support. But I'm sure in the overseas there's also some there. And then you go to events like Comic-Con, etc. There will be a Magic the Gathering stall that sells singles as well. So again, invest in the community and go shop. There is people that sell this stuff, and even your local stores will sell singles. Just ask. That's the whole thing. But here's me. I'm telling you what the options are and now what you can look forward to. Okay. Then what should you be investing in if you do manage to buy a deck? Well, a box to keep your stuff nice and tidy and neat. This isn't an expensive box. This was an old sewing box that I just used from my gran. I was like, Granny, can I take the box? She said, yeah, sure, it's lovely. So yeah, I took it, and I basically bought a bunch of sleeves. Sleeves are important for your cards, and I just basically sleeve them. Also, I buy these little boxes. It's cheap, it's just plastic, and I sleeved all my cards like so, and so they don't damage. But if you don't care, like most people, you can do it. But I mean, I take good care of them, and I label also my decks. Like for instance, this is a pre-constructed commander deck from the Thunder Junction Grant Larcenary theme, blue, green, and black. So then at least I know how to label my cards, etc. And this is what you invest in: a little box and sleeves, and that keeps your cards nice and safe. So this is the biggest advice that I can give. Now, if there's more people in the comments that really want to expand what I'm saying, and if I'm talking dog shit, please guys be kind. I've only been playing 2 months, but this is really the way I've experienced it, and I would really like to give back to the community that was so kind to me by giving them this advice. Because honestly, a lot of descriptions, even the conversation I was hearing today in the comic book store from a guy that asked, "Is this really expensive to get in?" And the answer was shortly yes and no, but there was a lot of strings attached, and it wasn't very clear, if you know what I'm saying, because these guys are so passionate about the card game that they some days overlook that information overload is too much some days, and it scares off people to a wholesome game like this. So I'm just telling you about my experiences, and hopefully this would encourage new players to come and try out Magic the Gathering and what are the options. So please follow this guide, and if you do like this guide, please share it with people. Share it with everybody you can, and hopefully I can help a lot of people making the decision to pull the trigger to get into Magic. Thanks for viewing this video. If you liked it, Hit subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys on my Twitch channel, The Whiskey Ranch, and I'm gonna love you and leave you guys. See you on the next one. Adios, amigos.